Hola. Whoa.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm kind of sleepy.
Still groggy from your nap.
Yeah. I think I just didn't get enough sleep last night.
Mm.
Also, like, my jaw has been hurting all day. I think because I don't know. There could be any number of reasons, but like I have a problem where I have a very common problem where I like grind my teeth in my sleep. So like I wake up and my jaw hurts. So I've just been that for most of the day. Doing stuff, grocery shopping, I made dinner.
Nice.
Speaking of, I want to put my dinner away.
Okay.
Okay. Back?
Welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been just been very very tired this week. Low energy week.
Have you been working hard?
No.
I like that laugh.
Foolish of you to think I'm doing anything productive.
I mean, sometimes you like work yourself into oblivion, and sometimes you read manga all day, and I don't know which one is which sometimes.
Oh, it's been a read manga week.
Okay,
I've been reading lots of webtoons.
that's nice.
Honestly, it's crazy. Yesterday, obviously was Friday.
Yeah.
I was shocked yesterday that a week had passed since the previous Friday. Like, it was literally a blur. I like blinked and it was like Thursday night, and I was like, oh my god, tomorrow is Friday. What the fuck?
I think it did feel like it passed by quickly.
Yeah, I think part of that was just because it was like just very slow at work. I will say this, it was a mercifully slow week at work. Just like very, very chill most of the time, except for Friday when this fucking lady called and she wanted to order some food, but she was trying to figure out what the best like value was in terms of like, you know, like if I order like this many of the lunch specials, is that cheaper than getting like a bulk amount, right? Because the lunch special pricing is pretty good. So literally, you know, she placed this order and she was like, how much is it? And I was like, okay, it's like this much. And then she was like, okay, how much would it be if instead of that, I got like 4 orders of the lunch special. I was like, well, okay, it would be this amount. And she's like, that's more. I'm like, yes, it is more. She's like, okay, all right. I think I want to do that then. And then she thinks for a moment and is just like, actually, no, wait. Can I get 3 orders of the lunch special? And I was like, okay, all right. And I was like, because she asked like, so how much is the lunch special? And like these people always like ask so many questions. They want to know what the best deal is, and they're just like, okay. And how much is it to do this? And I'm like, well, okay, it would be like this much money, right? So like, so I tell her, and like we have special lunch prices for like, you know, the different specials basically, right? And then like, you know, she is like, okay, cool. Can I get 3 orders of like of the lunch specials? And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine, sure, right? And and I read the total to her, and she's like, wait, how much is that? And I was like, well, it's like this amount. And she's like, so that's like $10 in tax? I'm like, no. No, the lunch special just costs this much, and then this much is your tax. And she's like, oh, okay, I misunderstood. I thought you said that it costs this much. And I was like, no, I very explicitly did not say that. I have been working here for a long time. And like literally 2 people are sitting there watching me have this conversation over the phone. And they're just like sitting there, and I'm just like, okay, so like you just want the bulk order then? She's like, yes.
My God, dude.
It was harrowing. It took
Sometimes you just
so
have to
much.
tell people like what is the best deal for them and just take them out of the equation.
Yeah, but the problem is that like it doesn't add up cleanly, right? It's not like a one-to-one like you know, it would be like this. It because it's like the numbers are like, you know, you're either going over or under the bulk order.
Okay.
So for instance, like it's like let's say it's like $13, right, for the lunch special, and it's like $40 for the bulk order, right? If you order 4 of the lunch special, you're getting more than you would be getting for the bulk order, but it would also cost more. But it probably is more cost efficient just because, like, I don't know, that's just how lunch pricing is set. I don't make the rules. But some people are like, well, I don't want that much, so like maybe I'll go like under. And they always like waffle. They're like, oh, but maybe that isn't enough food. And I was like, oh God, please, I beg of you, just decide how much food you want. Anyway, so
Act like they know what they want.
Nobody fucking knows what they want. My God. I once had to. I went. Okay, the problem is also like this lunch deal like causes me the most trouble just overall in my job because it ends like an hour before my shift is over. So like at that point I'm just like, okay, so like we're not serving that anymore because it's not lunchtime. People are like, well, why not? I'm like, because it's not lunchtime anymore. I don't know what you want me to say. But the other thing that happens is like people just like can't seem to grasp. I think like people have an idea of what they think you're gonna say before you say it, so like they don't bother to actually listen, and then they'll just like go forward with their assumption, and you're like, no, okay, hang on, like you didn't listen to me when I was talking. You asked me a question and then you completely blanked the fuck out and checked out of this conversation. It's like I'm trying to ask you what you want, and you're like, shh. Nothing but fucking brain static, man. It's just like I can explain it to you again, but like it would have been really nice if you were just listening the first time. Like you prompted this. Anyway, I once had to explain to someone for no joke 15 minutes how the lunch pricing worked, and I was
oh
like,
my God.
And literally, like, there was a line forming because,
oh
like,
my God, I hate that.
It was just like over the phone, and I was like trying to like explain to this person, well, okay, so like this, okay, well, you could choose from these, you know, these options or whatever, and it's like, Oh man, harrowing. And like eventually the people in person were just like getting fed up. They were just like, okay, can you just like put him on hold? I'm like, yes. Let me just deal with the people who know what they want first. Retail, man, I tell ya. I think everybody should be required to work retail. Just for like at least a year of their lives, you know? Just to know what it's like, man. Okay, shall we do some Ace Attorney? Oh my god, Renu, where'd you go? So for the rest of the stream, I take it that probably Clover's up to no good.
Oh yeah, sorry. I heard a noise in the kitchen. I'm gonna go investigate.
Okay. All right, no problem.
Thank you.
So for the rest of the stream, if you haven't heard, I bought a bala song. Not an actual like knife one, because I don't actually know what the laws surrounding it are in California. I think bala songs are classified as gravity knives, so they're actually technically illegal. But I bought one, but it's just a trainer, so it's not an actual knife, so I don't think it's illegal. It's literally just a bunch of machine bits of metal put together. It's very satisfying, but I'm like afraid I'm gonna like knock out one of my monitors with this thing. Satisfying clacking noise. Also, my local Japanese grocery store is finally stocking lots of my favorite beer snack, which is very good.
Hello?
Hello, welcome back.
Okay, so
Do
today
go on.
I took Clover to like this place that we always get like her dog food, but they also like sell like specialty like bones and treats and things like that. And And so they're all like plastic wrapped, right? And I put them, they were like in a bag, like a paper bag, and I had them on the kitchen counter. And of course we have these cats who love breaking into anything even like remotely that they think even remotely is like food. So they've broken into like hot sauce packets, soy sauce packets, like containers of things. Like even though they won't eat it because they're cats, they don't eat anything that's like not cat food or like fish or something like that. Like they're so picky about what they eat, and yet they want to break into it anyway. And so that's what happened, is that they dragged down the entire bag. It's not like a small paper bag. It was like one of those giant ones, right? Those giant shopping bags. And spilled the entire thing all over the floor. Thankfully, it was only like 4 items in there, but they were like bulky items, and so I was just in the kitchen like collecting everything and putting it back.
Oh my god. I mean, I can't say that I'm a stranger to this situation.
Oh, I'm sure. Philip.
Philip used to get into all kinds of shit.
Yeah. Our cats, our foster cats are the same way. They're very like, they think they want it, and so they break into it.
Yeah, the thing about Philip also, like, he would do it with like the just like the strangest things. He used to like literally bite through paper, like plastic bags for bread.
Yeah. Our cats would do the same thing.
It's like, why?
Yeah, no, that's me too. I'm like, why? I guess because they know it smells like food, but it's not like they will eat it, you know? So we just we'll find like the thing on the floor, obvious bite marks, right? And maybe there'll be like a piece discarded on the floor because they realized they couldn't eat it, and they'll just leave it alone after that. So we'll just like, it was just like morning after morning we would come into the kitchen and find something different, until finally I bought these like big old like Tupperware bins, and I put everything in there. Like every kind of snack or food or whatever has to be in a sealed cat-proof container.
SMH. Yeah, we have to lock stuff away in the cabinets. Although I will say he's been better about it recently.
Yeah, that's good.
He hasn't quite been as much of a menace. Just nice.
That is nice. Maybe he's growing out of it. Or
I hope so.
Or you guys have figured out a strategy that works.
Yeah. I mean, I think a little bit of A, a little bit of B, you know? So, shall we play some Ace Attorney?
I'm excited. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'll give you my live reaction to this interesting beverage. It's called Dragon Boost.
Dragon Boost.
This is one of my favorite hobbies, which is that I like to go to places and to pick out a beverage that I've never seen before and try it, see what it's like.
Sure.
It's called Dragon Boost. It has a logo that is a dragon over a lightning bolt.
Okay.
And it is exported by Sunrise Trading Company Limited, product of Japan, Yokohama, Kanagawa. Japan.
Oh, Japanese.
And what really kind of draws me is this label that has all the stuff in it. Ingredients: water, high fructose starch syrup, sugar, extract. It just says extract, and then in parentheses it tells you what the extracts are. And they're ginseng, red ginseng, wolfberry, longan, Siberian ginseng. That's so many ginsengs. Reishi mushroom. And then royal jelly, citric acid, carbonic acid, flavor, very descriptive.
Flavor.
And then a bunch of like trace materials that you would find in an energy drink usually. I don't know if I can't read kanji well enough to know if wait, what? Wait. 131 milligrams of arginine. Okay, I can actually read this because all of the scientific words are written in katakana. There's 32 milligrams of caffeine, so it's not a lot of caffeine. I find this about I tend to find this about Japanese or like Asian energy drinks. The drink might kill me. I don't think it's gonna kill me. Oh my god, we're hydrating. I guess I'll have to drink all this energy
Oh my god,
drink.
you gotta chug it now.
I tend to find this about Asian energy drinks is that they like don't have a ton of caffeine in them. Like they'll usually have a little bit of caffeine in them, but like most of the ingredients are like very like they're very like Eastern like medicine, you know? It's like it's you know, obviously stuff like ginseng that's like meant to be like a muscle relaxant.
Yeah.
It's stuff like royal jelly, which obviously like I mean if you've seen any kind of like, you know, Korean or Japanese beverage, they love that shit. Eat that shit up. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And then they have like other materials in them. I say materials, that makes it sound like a construction.
I mean, with the word flavor in there.
Oh, whoa. That's weird. It smells weird.
Did you try it yet?
No, I'm just smelling it. It smells like it smells like an energy drink, right? Like you know how like a Rockstar smells?
Yeah.
But like it's like almost a little like there's like a kind of cough syrup undertone to it.
Ew.
And also kind of like an herbally like an herbal smell. Like when you walked in like a Chinese medicine shop and it smells
Oh yeah. It's
like,
probably the ginseng.
like the funk. You're probably right actually. It probably is the ginseng. Okay, let's try this. What? Okay. It tastes like a Rockstar,
Okay.
but with like a kind of like an herbal note to it
Okay.
in the way that like ginseng has an herbal note. And it's also like very tart. Like it's more tart than an energy drink usually is in the States.
Oh, okay.
It's like a sharp Rockstar. That's interesting. Okay. I've hydrated on this weird energy drink. Dragon Boost.
Do you feel more energized?
I'm not sure. Do I feel dragon or boosted? I'm not certain.
That's what I want to know.
I'm not certain.
You feel like a dragon, as the Yakuza would say.
Yakuza like a dragon. Would it help if I chugged it? I'm not sure if it would.
Well, I mean, we already got the 5 hydrates. That's pretty much like chugging.
2nd November, 12:33 p.m., the Old Bailey, Defendant's Antechamber.
Oh, there you are, Odo. What kept you, dear fellow?
Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Gina.
You sure about what you said in there? That the boss, you know, actually died the day before. It's pretty odd to swallow. Yes, I was shocked by the revelation too, Gina. As was I. Possibly more shocked than both of you.
It's not a competition, Mr. Sholmes. But I was more shocked than all of you put together.
This is the autopsy report in question, is it?
Yes, it's strange that there's no time of death noted. I suppose there's a simple explanation. Or perhaps it was a deliberate omission.
Oh dear. If it was deliberate, it puts me in mind of the last case we worked on. and Dr. Scythe.
We can no longer trust autopsy reports because of her.
To be fair, we could never trust autopsy reports. Even in the mainline Ace Attorney games, that shit got updated all the time.
Oh my god, you're right.
Miles Edge bursting like, ugh, the autopsy report has been changed. And you're like, oh my, Jesus Christ.
God dang it, I had to change my whole argument.
You thought he died of a stab wound. No, he died to 6 gunshots. You're like, well, oh my god, maybe we should have been able to tell.
Yeah, maybe we should have used our eyes.
I know. Anyway, it seems that on the day before Lord Van Zeeks discovered the body, Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Headed League. So perhaps something happened with them. Come to think of it, you had trouble with those League men too, didn't you, Mr. Sholmes? You were taken in by their trick.
Don't remind him. No. Naturally, I wasn't taken in, as you put it. My sleuth-hound interest was merely piqued slightly by the rare scent of a weekly £4 income.
And that scent masked the underlying scent of deception, I suppose.
The 2 criminals in question are the pair we saw being arrested yesterday, aren't they? In Mr. Sholmes' suite, I mean.
That's right, Suze. And it was me what took him in. Thanks to a tip-off by a good law-abiding citizen. Indeed. Yours truly.
So it's gonna be that pair in the witness stand next, is it? Something doesn't quite make sense to me, though. The day before Inspector Gregson was found, you hadn't had trouble with the Red-Headed League yet, had you? Why would the inspector have been investigating them?
Well, the likely explanation would be that Gregson's own sleuth-hound interest was piqued by the rare scent of a weekly £4 income. Don't dye him with the same brush as you, Sholmes.
Yes, well... Then there's the whole issue of Inspector Gregson being investigated by Lord Van Zeeks for some reason.
The Reaper. The Red-Headed League. Inspector Gregson. Lord Van Zeeks.
And Kazuma. I feel as though he knew he'd arrive at this point somehow.
Gosh, I think you're right.
What's he really trying to achieve here today?
All the answers will soon be revealed. Observe the time, my dear fellow. The recess will be over very shortly.
Yes, you're right. Kazuma was determined that he should be the one to prosecute this trial. And he was determined that I should take the defense. Just what is it that he's hoping to make me see? I wonder. You know what? Okay, so this is back on the topic of the energy drink.
Okay.
One of the ones I had, I tried was this really intense looking one that was bright blue.
Okay.
And when I drank it, it tasted like I was drinking a cough drop. It was like pure menthol. I was
Ew!
I was like, I don't know how a human being could drink this, because it was like, I think this is probably like an 8-ounce can, like probably like a Red Bull size. And that one was also like an 8-ounce can, and it's like, I don't know how you could drink 8 ounces of something that like tasted and felt like you were drinking like cough syrup and like be okay.
That's
I feel like
nasty.
I would want to. Yeah, I feel like I would want to puke. I felt sick after like 2 sips. I was like, this doesn't sit well in my stomach.
That's like drinking mouthwash or something. Ew.
Yeah, that is what it felt like.
Oh.
It felt like I was drinking like menthol or toothpaste.
Oh my god, dude.
Like, it was akin to the sensation of like if you were brushing your teeth and then instead of like spitting out the like toothpaste like in your mouth, you like swallowed it. You just chased it down with some fresh water.
Nasty.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. My hypothesis is that is an energy drink specifically formulated for people who do like singing, like concerts. Because it's like you know, a 2-in-1, right? You get a bunch of energy and caffeine, and then also like you get something nice and soothing for your throat. It's like that episode of your boy Kung Ming.
I think you were being poisoned. I think
It's kind of what it felt like. I'm not gonna lie. It's really not pleasant to consume that much menthol. Anyway, I get the feeling we're a long way from the end of this trial yet. Are you ready then, Miss Susato?
Yes.
Second November, 1 p.m. The Old Bailey Courtroom.
Hey, buddy.
Look at him just standing there.
Yeah, man. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the closed court hearing of Barak von Zeeks, here present, who stands accused of murder.
Damn, homie.
Now then, Prosecutor Asogi. My lord.
Have you summoned the witnesses as requested?
Yes, the 2 members of the Red-Headed League who planned and carried out the deception. They arrived not long ago from the local prison by police carriage. Very good. Bailiff, usher the 2 men into the courtroom.
What is going on here?
These 2 men are currently being held by the police on suspicion of attempted extortion. You may omit your occupations, but state your names now for the court.
God. What were these characters again? Were they French?
No,
were they Italian?
I think one was French and one was Italian, right?
Fabien de Rousseau. That seems like a French name.
Yeah, I think he's the French guy, and the other one is obviously eating pasta, so...
Oh, you're right. I don't remember what kind of voice I gave him.
No, I don't.
Just French, right?
Just a French voice, yeah, I think.
I am Fabien de Rousseau. A descendant of the great de Rousseau family from Nice in France.
Did I voice them or did you?
I don't know. Can you? You're getting flashbacks indeed. I don't know. Can you do an Italian accent?
He'll probably sound like Mario.
This fucking character looks like Mario.
And my name is Peppino de Rossi. I am the 3rd son of the great Familia de Rossi, the landowners from Napoli.
Oh, bye.
The 2 men first became acquainted at a boarding school for European nobility. Getting flashbacks from D&D.
Yeah, we had a lot of French accents going on in D&D yesterday. Those who graduate from Temsik are the future leaders of Europe. But do you you have any idea how boring it is to be born with noble blood? Hello? I make it my mission to get the better of the world by employing the little gray cells of my brain. That is all I am trying to do, huh?
So, that's the only reason for this whole grand deception you've been carrying out?
Oui, you could say that.
Not bad, eh? He has the grand ideals, but the petty plans. This strange combination is the charm of the hilarious brothers. See, couple?
Listen to me, Pepino. I have two things to say to you.
Are you about to tell me one of your grandi anecdotes? Eviva!
Firstly, I want you to stop calling me this capo. And secondly, we are not the hilarious brothers. This is serious business.
Chabello, there it is. The couple's trump card. The furrowed brow. It is deep, eh, couple? The furrow. And the meaning of your words. The court has been led to believe that under the banner of the Red-Headed League, you have conspired to swindle money from unsuspecting members of the public. Is this true?
Oui, c'est ça.
And what exactly was the nature of this deception by which you planned to defraud?
Alors, I will explain it.
No, couple, leave it to me. As you see, we both have the vivid red hair, no? At the school, we were teased for this without pity. The capo here, he was many times behind the schoolhouse, crying like the Trevi fountain. Those dogs! One day they will respect us redheads. Every night, he would bury his head in his pillow.
C'est bien, Pepino, enough! I will explain the rest! The first step was a newspaper advertisement. About 1 week before the plan was put into operation, we listed the same notice in every paper in London.
Yes, we saw that notice. It was this one, I believe, entitled To the Red-Headed League.
Oui, I am honored that you have seen it.
It states that the only condition for joining the league is having flame-colored hair, and that if you satisfy the interview panel and are admitted into the league, you could receive a weekly income of £4.
On the date specified, red-headed hopefuls gathered in droves at a park specified in the advertisement. And from each person present, this pair took an application fee of 5 shillings.
And with the money to France, it was a plan most elegant, no?
No, it was most dishonorable. But to be frank, I'm stunned anybody was foolish enough to be taken in by such an obvious trick.
What
So
kind of
obvious.
idiot?
The park was described by one witness as choked with red-headed folk, like a Custer's orange barrow.
And the day on which all these men gathered to apply was the day before the victim was discovered. Crucially, these two men spoke face to face with every single person present that day.
Oui, I have seen more red-headed people in one day than I will see in the rest of my life.
See? And now, every time I see the couple's hair, I feel sick to my stomach.
Anyway, why have we been summoned here today? Sorry? The date for our trial was not until tomorrow, I was told.
Naturally, neither of these men have been told any details about this trial. They've only been shown this photograph. Very good. I mean, they could probably guess what happened.
He got killed.
So, Mr. DeRusso and Mr. DeRossi, you will now give your formal testimony for the court on the subject of the gentleman pictured in this photograph.
Of course, we are always ready to help with the law. We had more than 1,000 red-headed people assembled in the park on Lime Street that day.
But I don't recall the man in this photograph. A couple?
None, I don't remember him. Obviously, he is dead now, but I assure you he was not in the park.
Allora, this victim is nothing to do with us.
You have a lot to answer for, Peppino. It is your fault that we got caught in the first place.
You've given sworn testimony that this man in the photograph was not present. Can you be certain?
Oui, I am quite certain. We did not interview this man.
Nobody looking like this came to the park. This I can promise.
I mean, he even jumps like Mario.
It's me, Mario!
I'm sorry, Italian people. I'm not. I didn't do this. I'm just doing a terrible accent.
Blame the country of Japan.
I'm sorry. It must be noted that you have been arrested for grand deception, however. Accordingly, this court has little confidence in your assurances.
Oofa! With this attitude, we get to nowhere.
He's really a sulking now.
This confidential document was obtained directly from Scotland Yard. It records an entry from the inspector's private diary, dated the day before the incident. It reads, Lime Street, Red-Headed League, undercover.
Ah! I have the answer! Maybe there was another similar event in the park on the day in question, eh?
That is ridiculous. There's no question that Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Headed League. Which means it's quite possible that's when he was killed. Wouldn't it be so fucked up if if it was just like, yeah, they killed him. That was the end of the trial, just one day, one and done.
Oh, well, that was anticlimactic.
Well, I thought that would be more dramatic. Weird.
Very well. The defense may proceed with the cross-examination now.
Yes, my lord.
Mata!
1,000 people? That's a very big crowd. It was quite a spectacle. Redhead had come from all over the capital.
See, the couple here? He has the magnetismo animale, eh? Nobody else could attract so many people. If I could be born again, I would be the couple.
All those people wanted was the money, Peppino. The £4 per week.
Are you suggesting that you spoke personally with all 1,000 applicants?
Oh my god, that would take forever.
I know.
Oui, that we did. Because every one of them paid us 5 shillings. I mean, that's a lot of money.
We take their names and we take their money. And we take their addresses as well. Then I tell them we take some days to let them know by a post. E finito. Maybe 2 minuti a person. We start early in the morning and we stop late in the night.
So, you earned 5,000 shillings in one day? That's a small fortune.
Who would have thought there were 1,000 such gullible redheads in London to start with?
One of whom was a great detective with chemically altered hair. He doesn't look at all familiar.
No, I don't think so. And this is a wig, eh? He was trying to trick us. I do not like the people who are trying to trick the other people.
Says the con artist.
If between them they interviewed 1,000 people with red hair, it would be unreasonable to expect them to remember every face.
No, signore. I may be small. But my memory is very large. I never forget a thing. In my opinion, I do not think this man was in the park.
But he's not gonna give the court a definite, it seems.
Eh, couple? You didn't see a man like this, huh?
But according to what you said, you spoke with 1,000 or more people that day. Oui, that is true. My eyes were burning by the end of the day. Surely then you can't actually remember every single face. How are you so certain that this particular man wasn't present?
Normally, the red hair is very distinctive, eh? But not when you have 1,000 redheads crowding around. Then it is just an eyesore. But if there was some other information you could give us, maybe then we would recall.
That is not the line, Peppino. Remember, we do not remember him. We are sure of that fact, huh? If there was a man with a red hairpiece, but his mustache did not match the color, then I do not think I could have forgotten him. Cosmo said these two had only been shown that photograph and they'd been told nothing else at all. But what if I fed them just one other detail about the victim? For example, his name. I can certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation. But what if I told you that the man was always munching on a packet of fish and chips? Do you remember a man who was eating incessantly? Not really. I was only looking at the heads of the applicants. I wouldn't have noticed the fish and chips any more than the caviar and smoked salmon.
Or a spaghetti. Me, I love the spaghetti.
I
My
love the
gosh.
spaghetti.
I'm Italian.
Really? I had no idea that they let you just eat spaghetti in the middle of the courtroom. But I guess if you can eat fish and chips in the middle of the courtroom, nothing's off limits. Tell them again what you said before, Peppino.
See, Capo, see? I see it again and again.
But we only have your word for that.
See? But what else can we do, huh?
True.
Oofa, we are not having much of fun these days. First we are arrested, then we are shown the horrible picture of a dead man. And now you question every single thing we say. We are the victims here.
Are you?
A couple?
Really, if you think about it, we are the victims here. No, you were caught carrying out a plot to swindle hundreds of innocent people?
Uh-huh.
You had to bring that up, eh? It's not fair. A couple?
What do you mean by that?
Cavolo, you promised not to say. A couple?
After we had taken all the money that day, we should have left the country. That was my plan. I left the purchasing of the tickets for the ferry to Dunkirk to my companion here. But he bought them for the wrong day. Oops.
See, but it's an easy mistake to make, huh? The 31st.
I have no sympathy for you. We were an all day late for the boat because of your stupidity. And it's only because of this that the so-called great red-headed detective caught us.
Capo, you know what I think? This is the work of God. It's a holy punishment, eh?
Oh my god, Jesus.
Suddenly getting religious.
Peppino, for the last time. This is not only punishment. This is only your fault.
Ah!
Don't blame God for your unholy mistakes. You are making me sick with anger.
Maybe I make a mistake. But when it's time to eat the pasta, no one is faster.
And I've seen the evidence. They haven't told us much we didn't already know.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, if it was in the inspector's diary, it seems likely that he must have gone to Lime Street that day. And yet, these two both claim they didn't see him.
I have to say, they don't appear to be telling lies.
Well, they are experts in deception, don't forget. Sounding plausible is their specialty. They may be lying simply to avoid being implicated in this case as well.
Surely if they were truly experts in deception, they wouldn't have been caught.
Well... well, yes, you do have a point there. It seems to me like we need more information.
Definitely.
Maybe we choose something that's not fish and chips.
Yes.
Pew, 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 pew.
His name, his profession...
He said that they collected their names, right?
Oh, that's true, yeah. I can certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation. But what if I told you that the man's name was Gregson? The man in the photograph is a Monsieur Gregson? Yes.
Now names. They are boring. I did not listen to any of them.
What happened to your large memory?
Oh. I mean, listen, if they never entered his memory to begin with.
It was not a real interview, huh? It was just for a show. Why would I remember the names?
Then why would you remember their faces either? Oh my god.
That's right. This changes nothing. The
Uh,
man in the photograph was not there, as we have already said. I see.
It seems there's little to be gained from pursuing this point further.
Tell them again what you said before, Peppino.
See, couple, see. I say it again and again.
so should we choose profession then?
I guess so. I can certainly appreciate ... But what if I told you that the man in the red hairpiece was actually a detective? The man in the photograph, a detective? Yes.
It would appear you found your notice in the paper suspicious and decided to visit incognito.
Sorry, but this changes nothing.
Chotto!
Something to add, Mr. DeRossi?
See, I am always adding something. Parmesan, olive oil, pepper.
Sounds tasty. Okay, what I mean is, did you not agree with your friend's last remark by any chance?
What did he just say? About the detective?
Yes, that. Keep your mouth shut, Peppino. You've said enough already.
But why, Capo? What is the problem? There was a man who said, I'm an inspector from Scotland Yard.
What?
I thought he was undercover.
Huh?
Good lord.
Jesus Christ!
Order! Order! Order!
Oh my god, Gregson, were you really on hard times?
That's why we were like, I didn't think it was profession because he would be undercover.
Explain this volte-face and your testimony, witness. Is a single. A man who was... Oh.
There was no such man!
What are you saying? Capo, have you forgotten it?
I have forgotten nothing! Nobody like this came to the park.
Basta, Capo, basta! You beat me at many things, but not two. The memory and the meals. Like I said, when it's time to eat the pasta, no one is faster.
But you are inferior to me in every other way, so shut up! The damage is done.
Indeed it is, sir.
There was a man who came to the park and he said he was an inspector from Scotland Yard. However, he looked nothing like the man in the photograph. It was someone else. How can you be so sure? Because, to start with, his face was completely different.
See, it's true. It's true. The man who came was a younger. His face was clean shaven. His eyes were sadder. His chin was thinner. No resemblance whatsoever then.
Anyway, I was not going to be fooled. I took the obvious precaution and said to him, if you are really a detective, show us the proof.
See, the capo here. He doesn't take a no-nonsense, eh?
But he was well prepared. He said he had identification. Identification? You mean official police inspector's identification?
This is most unconvincing.
Sorry, my lord?
Counsel, no incognito inspector would offer his identification for inspection. It's quite out of the question.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That means that you're not even incognito. Definitely. Why would he expose his true identity?
Listen, this is a 4D chess move where you're just like, I'm a police detective, and they're like, that can't be right. No police detective would ever say that. Clearly, the papers were fake.
Certo, capo, you are a genius. As we say in Italia, it takes a thief to recognize another, eh?
And what happened after he announced that he was a detective? Oh, it became very annoying. He said, you are under investigation. So I took his papers from him and chased him out of the park.
It was fantastico. And look, here is the identification.
Oh, you just okay.
Oh. All right.
So you stole it from the man?
And he just let you keep it?
Yeah, they chased him out.
He had it coming. He made us very scared. But he was not who he said he was. Indeed, the person described does not appear to have behaved as a true inspector would. However, I believe it would be prudent for these identification papers to be entered into evidence.
Are those cats mewling in your background?
There is a cat mewling for my attention in the background.
I was like, what is that sound?
The high pitched.
That's cute.
But I like them.
Inspector's identification has been entered into the court record.
Now, let us return to the witness's testimony.
Let's take a look-see. Let's take a look-see at this
Bum, bum,
identification.
bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, I suppose we should see what this inspector's identification looks like inside. Let's see here. Yes, it definitely looks fake, doesn't it?
Out of interest, what name is given?
Probably just something plucked out of the air. It's Tobias Gregson. Nah, that must be fake. That can't be a real name. Wait, what?
This Scotland Yard insignia looks genuine to me.
Man, Scotland, you really gotta up your game. Your identification papers look fake as fuck.
At least they're made of like cardboard, like Phoenix's badge.
Oh my
fake.
god. Everyone was so willing to believe it. They're like, yeah, that sounds right. Wait, but how?
And the department and identification number details are all correct as well.
Since when have you known those?
Yes, since when?
Oh my god. Do you mean to say?
I know it seems incredible, but yes. I think this is a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard.
But that's unbelievable. This is the real thing after all? Oh my god. They really gotta step up their game. This sucks. Okay. I'm just gonna drop a save here, but I'm pretty sure this is where we present it. I wonder if I could ask you to examine this identification book very closely. Miss Lestrade.
Why Miss Lestrade?
What is your intention here, Counsel?
Is this really a fake, or is it genuine? That's the question. Which we can't answer ourselves.
Don't be ridiculous. No Scotland Yard detective would allow his or her identification to be stolen.
To be fair, he is dead.
He's dead, dude!
That is the boss's! No question about it.
You can see the fish and chip stains right there.
It can't be.
Literally everyone's like, what the fuck, man?
Uh,
Kazuma like, are you serious?
yeah, I guess it would have had to have been taken while he was alive, unless they're lying about when they got it, you know?
As I suspected. The undercover detective who attended the Red-Headed League's enrollment on the day in question was the real Inspector Gregson carrying out an incognito investigation.
But he wasn't incognito!
Zuhala!
He gave him his real identification!
He gave his real name, his real ID?
Order! Order! But if the boss had his identification stolen, then he would have reported it straight away. I mean, he was always on at me about it. If you lose something, report it at once, he'd say.
Fucking hypocrite. Could it be then that the inspector was physically unable to report it? You know, because he was dead.
Physically, eh? What are you saying?
Unable to? You're not suggesting.
Yes, it's quite possible that he was killed before he had the chance to report his identification stolen. I mean, yeah, he fucking ate shit and died. My man got iced.
Order! Order! Order!
The defense posits that the victim was killed the day before his body was discovered at a different location. Do you two have anything to say about that?
I know nothing. I done nothing.
Pull yourself together, Peppino! Do you can behave a little more like a master's criminal than that, non?
Now I wish I had returned to Italia.
Stop crying, Peppino, please. Otherwise,
Oh no! Let me stop your whining and start talking.
Well, I know nothing. I But you will tell everything, or face the worst possible outcome. You will dry your eyes and testify again. About these identification papers and the precise circumstances under which you came by them.
It's for crying out loud. The truth is, we took him prisoner and kept him for the night at our secret hideout. Oh my god! Holy
What
shit,
are
you
you
kidnapped
saying?
him! What the fuck? Even though I didn't think he was a real detective, I was too scared to let him go that day, just in case.
We took the man's identification from him and shot him in the room next to ours.
That might have been a little docile, but we did him no harm, and the next morning we let him go.
He spent the night in a nice room. It was nothing like prison, really. This is outrageous. You imprisoned the man. No, see, no, it was not like prison. He was very comfortable and calm and happy. A couple?
No, it's not like that at all, you fool! He was crying and screaming and beating the walls! It was never part of my plan, I swear it!
Woofa. So you think it was my fault, eh? Just because I got the date of the ferry wrong by one little day.
I do not think it was your fault, Peppino. I know it!
No. Per favore, capo. Is not fair. You shall have plenty of time for squabbling back at the prison, gentlemen.
Oof, I don't believe this. How could they have been a real detective? What the fuck?
Cal, for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination.
So on the day before the incident, Gregson spent the night confined in this pair's hideout. Do you realize what you're saying? You have to believe me. I never intended for that to happen. It's just a little spot of kidnapping. It's a little kidnapping amongst red-headed friends. No?
Every master criminal does it.
I'm sure the detective did not intend it either.
I mean, obvi.
Do you think? But there was nothing else I could do.
See, nothing else. Ah.
Oops.
Nope. It was the first crime for the couple. It was at the end of his week.
I have told you before, Peppino, that is not the way to describe a criminal mastermind.
What about this hideout of yours?
An old empty house behind the park on Lime Street.
rented the place for 2 days. It was an inspired idea by the couple here.
An impulsive idea, I would say. Dad, how does it feel like you have endless Ace Attorney content?
There is a endless Ace Attorney content. There are so many games in this series. We will be doing this for the next like 2 years at least, and we probably won't even be done with the series.
I love them.
No. Not impulsive. Inspired. A couple.
Wee Moon, thanks for the follow.
Ooh. Thank you.
What am I supposed to say to that, Pepino? You're just in time for the French people, Slow King. And it was in the house described that you can find Inspector Gregson, was it? Oui. But you have to remember, I was under the impression that he was a pretender, not a real inspector. The voice acting. Good. That doesn't quite add up, though. If you didn't think the man was a real inspector, there would have been no reason to take him prisoner, would there? None. You are right, but we couldn't be completely certain. Too scared. Why? Because I had to come to the park. We didn't know. There was a chance that it seen through my plan.
And if that was the case, he would go straight to the police station to blow the whistle on us. Even if he was just feigning to be an inspector, he was up to no good, huh? Without a doubt.
I think most people would agree that it's you two who are up to no good.
Well, see, you may be right. A couple?
The point is, we were not able to escape from England immediately. That is why we had no choice but to take the man prisoner. What I don't understand is why the inspector felt the need to show you his identification in the first place.
See, I ask myself the same question.
We were writing down the names and addresses of all the people who took 5 shillings from that day. I have forgotten what name he said, but the address, it startled me.
See, address, Scotland Yard, Homicide Division, he said.
What is
This
happening?
This is painting just the most intriguing picture of Inspector Gregson. Inspector Gregson, Master Detective. What? He probably didn't like your face, Pepino. Anyway, I was not rude. I just politely asked him why he had said it. And that is when he started to say he was an inspector. Not long afterwards, he took out his identification. Who was Inspector Gregson playing at? What is going on?
Tell the court what happened next. You took him back to your hideout, you say?
See, we did.
So first we did a light spot of kidnapping.
My god.
Okay, that being his identification book here, correct?
See, that is the one.
What made you believe it was a forgery? 'Cause no one would be crazy enough to be like this.
I never seen a real one, of course, but he was so suspicious, this man. Allora, I was thinking it must be false. I couple?
Oui, it is just as Pepino has said. We were convinced it was not genuine.
And so together, the hilarious brothers brothers. We took the man captive.
Just casually admits to a crime. All we did was shove him inside a locked room.
Kidnapping. That is kidnapping. Yes.
That is kidnapping. Then we made preparations to transport all of the money.
Hmm.
In for a penny, in for a pound. What do you mean by a little tussle exactly? Boy, it was nothing, just a minor incident.
The falso inspector. You was a real piece of the work, eh, couple?
What happened?
Oof. It was a disaster. We gave him a nice room, and what does he do, huh? In the middle of the night, he tries to escape through the ventilatore.
No!
I mean, naturally.
Poor Inspector Gregson. He fucking died for this. He died, and this is how we're treating him.
No.
He crawled through the vent like a worm. Can you blame him? You kidnapped him. We chased him, Benzo, and we caught him again. Oh my god! Holy shit!
Can you blame us?
Yes! Wait, you didn't shoot the man in your haste, did you? What do you think we are? Of course not! I simply caught hold of him again and took him back to the room. Alright, what you gotta say, Mario? Mr. DeRossi, is something wrong?
What happened? Emmy?
Something Mr. DeRousseau just said seemed to make you, well, it seemed to make you act even more strangely than usual. What was that all about? Hold on, can we check how old these people are? 25, 26. These people are my age. Jesus Christ. Oh, poor Mr. Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Cavolo, at times like that, you don't want to have the capo after you, believe me. And I speak from a personal esperienza.
Personal experience? That is enough, Pepino. There's no need to say more.
The truth is, the night before we put the Red-Headed League plan into action, I was scared. It was not fair to the couple, but I tried to run away.
It's a shame you didn't manage it.
But the couple here, he came after me like the turbine, huh? And he dragged me back to the house, kicking and screaming. I still have the bruises to prove it. Eh, couple?
Bruises, you say?
You wanna see, You wanna see my fantastical bruises?
Did he wrap a string around your throat?
Oh my god. That's enough now, Pepino. No one wants to look at any part of you. That's rude.
Hey.
What did you do, I show you or I don't? I show you or I don't?
You do. Now. Oh, okay.
Allora, if everybody wants to see, then I do it.
Oh,
Oh my god. Jesus, what happened, man?
Look, do you see? It's still very visible, eh?
That red ring around your neck. You got that when you were dragged back to the house? Oh my god. What did he do? Put a leash on you? Jesus.
See, the capo sometimes he is a very rough.
I said that's enough. Pepino's neck is nothing to do with what we are talking about here. You have my word.
Yes. What is your opinion, Counsel?
Sorry, 1 second.
About this red ring around Mr. DeRossi's neck. I wonder, does it matter? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. DeRossi, I'm gonna have to ask you to amend your testimony with details about that mark on your neck.
I couple? You see? Everyone is interested in what I say, huh? Very well. You will amend your testimony as requested, Mr. DeRossi. See, if you really wanted to know. He tried to escape, but the capo put the collar on him and dragged him back like what he did to me, see?
Oh my. He actually did put a collar on him. What the fuck?
Ah. They did say the guy didn't look like him. Huh?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Because he's got a thin chin.
Oh, with the sad eyes? Oh, I think you're right. I think this is who it
Yeah.
was, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
You're right, you're right. You're right, you're right. Okay, so we can probably just present this picture because he doesn't have the mark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So the day before his body was discovered, Inspector Gregson was taken prisoner while working incognito. No, it was not like that. It was hardly a prison. It was an invitation to stay. It was only. However you describe it, there's one glaring inconsistency that remains.
What inconsistency is this, Counsel?
I would ask the court to look closely at this photograph of the victim, Inspector Gregson. You will see that there is no red ring visible around his neck.
But that makes no sense. It was me who took the collar out the man in the morning. And I saw the red bruises on his neck, just like I have.
Given that the mark is still clearly visible on this witness's neck, we'd expect to see bruising on the victim, who was put in the collar more recently than Mr. DeRossi.
Indeed, that is most peculiar. But what do we tell you, huh? We say this from the beginning many times.
Oui, Peppino is right. The man in the photograph is someone different to the man we held captives at night.
Order! Order! Order!
It would appear, then, that on the day before the incident, the man who visited the park on Lime Street posing as an incognito inspector was not Inspector Gregson at all.
If that's true, however, how do you explain the inspector's identification? This is a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. It's inconceivable that someone could have stolen such an important item from the inspector. The prosecution made that assertion itself.
And we also know that the inspector had made a note about the Red-Headed League in his diary for that day. Which surely means we can't divorce the two events completely.
The inconsistency noted by the defense is most troubling. If it were the real Inspector Gregson whom these two red-headed gentlemen encountered, the fact that no bruising can be seen around his neck defies explanation. But equally, if they actually encountered an imposter, how did that person come to be in possession of the real inspector's identification? Does the defense have some plausible explanation, counsel?
The whole thing defies explanation.
It is for precisely these occasions that we keep meticulous notes in the court record, Mr. Naruhodo. Because those are the facts, and the facts cannot lie.
No, the facts can't lie. Even when they point to something so incredible, it's almost unbelievable. Well, my lord, the true identity of the person who turned up in the park for the Red-Headed League's enrollment was revealed by information in the court record, I believe.
Very tantalizing, Mr. Naruhodo. So why don't you help us all to see whatever truth it is that you've apparently seen? Who exactly was this inspector that appeared before Mr. DeRousseau and Mr. DeRossi?
Though it seems incredible, I admit, the undeniable facts point to only one thing. Since no bruising can be seen on the victim's neck, the person who these two red-headed men took prisoner that day cannot have been Inspector Gregson.
In other words, your whole argument up until now has been a waste of time.
On the contrary, I haven't finished.
What?
There's no bruising on the victim's neck, so the question immediately posed next is... who exactly was this man in the park on Lime Street found to be carrying Inspector Gregson's identification?
See, that's right. We tell the same story every time. Whoever this man is, the couple dragged him from a pillar to a post with a docolare.
Oh, Peppino, I was not so ash as you say.
So was that a falso inspector, eh? Who was he?
Clearly, the defense has an idea about that. about the true identity of the man these two imprisoned that night. I must ask the counsel for the defense to elaborate post-haste. Who did the witnesses encounter in the park posing as Inspector Gregson?
I mean, like, there is literally one man, right?
Yeah, un man.
It's surely no secret. This is the identity of the imposter. Oh no.
No, really? It's not him? Oh, really? On what grounds?
Well, I said it was no secret, but that part is.
I thought it was for sure him because his name is on the flat that Gregson was in too. Hoopst. Red ring, participant holler. Okay.
The bruising around the neck. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. No, I remember now. There was somebody with bruising around the neck.
Oh my god, I completely forgot. Goodness me. Isn't that?
One of the witnesses who was in the stand in this very courtroom earlier today. A nameless man whose only occupation appears to be peddling hearsay to passerbys.
What on earth would a street seller be doing with a police inspector's identification papers? Witnesses, is this the man or not?
What has happened to his lip? Ah.
See, this man is not for the red-headed league, eh? He's looking for the twisted lip league, no? Perhaps rather than making such a rash claim next time, you should bite your lip instead.
It seems improbable, yes, but one undeniable fact remains. During his testimony earlier, I noted something around the man's neck. A red ring of bruising. Huh?
What?
The defense demands that Mr. Gossip be brought back to the stand.
Mr. Gossip. Boo-boo-boo. Order! Order! Bailiff? Bring the aforementioned witness back into the courtroom. Immediately. Ooh. Whoa! Ah! Well, I never. An undeniable ring of bruising indeed. And identical to that of the witness beside him.
Now what's going on here, eh? I've always had this it's a birthmark in it.
Oh my god.
A birthmark, you say?
I assume the reason you've been recalled to the stand has been explained to you?
Some about Inspector again. But I'm telling you, you've got it all wrong as usual. You're denying all knowledge of it? Well, of course I am. Are you trying to kill me with all this nonsense, eh?
Well, at least you'll have more stories to peddle back on Fresno Street, won't you? Now, we're going to need you to testify again.
And you, Mr. DeRusso and Mr. DeRossi, I'm sure you'll cooperate, won't you? Do you have any choice?
We are in a big trouble, eh, couple? That's quite enough, dilatory chatter. Proceed with the testimony. Can we take bathroom break?
Yes, let's take a little bathroom break. I was just thinking that. Same brain.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Hello, I'm back. Oh, shit, wait. Hello, I'm back.
Hello.
I said that before realizing I was still muted. My roommate is watching the Is It Cake show or whatever. I don't remember. I don't know what it's called on Netflix, but it's like a show where they like make cakes that look like objects, and then they have to like figure out which one is the cake.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It's pretty crazy. I'm not sure I would be able to do it so well. Some of those cakes looked pretty convincing. One was a bucket of sand, and it straight up just looked like a bucket of sand.
Oh my god.
The man who claimed to be an inspector that day was definitely not this man.
He's right. See? You think we would forget these grand lips, huh?
I never leave Fresno Street, alright? I have no interest in any red-headed league. I'm all alone in the world, me. I've got no kinfolk or nothing. Why would I be involved in something like that? Just look at me, eh? Does it look like I could carry off a disguise with a face like this? Maybe that face is the disguise.
Ooh!
The whole testimony?
It would certainly appear that we have the wrong man.
What have I been telling you, huh? There was no need for this pointless testimony. That's right. I'm just a simple peddler, remember? Fresno Street's all I know. I would have come by a police inspector's identification book, huh?
Well, yes, that's hard to explain, but
A brief cross-examination, I think, counsel. Very brief.
isn't there anyone in this courtroom who thinks I might be onto something?
I stand steadfastly at your side as always, Mr. Naruhodo.
Thanks. So you say, but how could you be quite so certain?
There's no need to at your hands on the desk, monsieur. Surely the reason is obvious, no? Because I have never seen lips like this.
Okay, nevertheless, there's a clear red mark around Mr. Gossip's neck. And it looks very much like that left behind on the neck of your colleague by your prized caller.
Duh! With your words, it is like you try to wring my neck.
It does look very much like my neck, though, eh?
No, this is a birthmark, lad. The biggest lips in London and a neck to die for. Why, they broke the mold when they made me. It was the first time in my life. I feel lucky to have been born with red hair. I thought being Japanese made you stand out in London.
So, you maintain that you've never seen this man before?
Yes, I've sweat by the flames of my hair.
So fierce pride has outgrown the frustration with your hair now, has it? Okay, well, yes, I don't imagine I'll forget those lips in a hurry either.
That is what I am saying. For some reason, it makes me want to eat how did Fabian call it? An eclair. You know, I've never seen the hair as black as yours before either.
Likewise, I'd never seen such red hair like yours until I came to Britain.
See, maybe it's a national trait, huh? Maybe all the people from this man's country have the grand lips.
He's like, bro, I come from London.
No, I was born right here on Fresno Street, and I've never left.
Oof, that is the problem, see?
So you definitely didn't go to the park on Lime Street that day, Mr. Gossip.
How many times do you want me to say it, huh?
So, you'd heard of the Red-Headed League, had you?
Don't get a name like Gossip for nothing, eh? My business to know what's going off in town. Sold that tasty tidbit to a fair few redheads that came past me. Just between us, I even got a sandwich to cough up on.
Poor Mr. Sandwich.
Well, he does have a very red nose, if that counts.
Who knows? But as you can see, my own hair's not got a hint of red in it. In any case, Fresno Street's my patch. Won't catch me sidling off to some other part of town. No, sir, not likely.
Mr. De Rousseau?
Can I help you? Did Mr. Gossip's word just now lead you to remember something relevant, perhaps? It was the other day when I was looking for a place near the park, a small house or something.
To be the headquarters of your red-headed league, yes.
I visited an housing agent on Lime Street and I saw him. This man was paying money to the agent.
What?
Oh,
Mr. Gossip? With a housing agent? He had some kind of contract in this land and they were clearly discussing terms. No, you're mistaken, chum. You never left Fresno Street, me, like I said before. You was mistaking me for someone else. Someone with the same face.
I just realized, like, his hair is the same as the guy, the sad guy, right? It's got the curly on the end.
I think so.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be him. Could be him.
Yeah. Oh my god. There's so many hydrates.
Oh my god, so many hydrates. Okay, let's see.
Do I have enough liquids?
Luckily, I refilled my water bottle.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some more water too.
Sounds like a plan. Out of melon cream soda. Wait, how many? Didn't you buy a bunch of those? Oh, you mean you're out of the one you were drinking? Or did you drink like 5 of them? They're in the garage. Well, that's a choice.
Okay.
Yellow.
Hello.
Keep dropping this fucking thing. Okay, anyway.
Huh.
No, the capo is alright. I remember it too. He was paying the man with the banknote.
With notes.
Like I said, that wasn't me.
I was curious why this man with the dirty clothes had so much money. So I looked at the name on the papers.
Oh boy. And what name was written? Mr. Gossip?
No. This man, he lies. He tells you that he has no name. but in fact, his name is a human. Is a better than Mr. Gossip, I think. See?
His name is a huge bone.
You don't say.
No! I'm a peddler of tidbits of information, like I said, on Fresno Street, and that's that. I don't have much like folk talk about my personal life.
Indeed. And it is not the intention of the court to invade the privacy of witnesses.
Huge Bone himself? Wait, hold on. Huge Bone is a great Final Fantasy XIV character name.
Very well. I shall respect your wishes, sir. Object! The aforementioned name shall be redacted from all court records of this trial. Assuming no objections?
Excuse me,
thank
I
you.
have an
Please,
objection.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, my lord, but the defense does object. Because the name just mentioned has a very deep significance to this case.
Let's go! Good gracious! Do you similarly object, Prosecutor Asogi?
As it happens, my lord, that particular name has already been mentioned during today's proceedings.
Well, I never! In what capacity? Hugh Boone. The name of the leaseholder of the room.
Let me put this very simply. The victim's body was discovered in your rented room.
I suggest, sir, that you start talking.
Well, alright. I suppose that may be the case, eh? So your real name is Hugh Boone? Well, just between us, I don't like to blow me own trumpet, but there's no finer peddler tidbits in town. So I happen to be able to afford a grubby little room in a falling down back street townhouse.
You do?
Once every 6 months, I go and pay the rent to the agent on Lime Street. I remember now. There was 2 vulgar redheads in there last time.
Eh? If either of us is a vulgar, it's not a me.
Think again, Peppino.
Why didn't you bring this up before?
Like I told you already. Just don't like talking about my personal life. I'm a tit-bit peddler as far as everyone else is concerned. Now, fuss.
You will update your testimony to include this most surprising revelation, Mr. Boone.
This one last.
So, the leaseholder Scotland Yard has been looking for since the body was found. Has been here under our noses all along.
In classic Ace Attorney fashion. So, you live in that room, presumably, do you? No, I don't live there. What do you think? There's no bed, is there? Just a desk. Then why would you want to rent it? Well, I don't think I should have to say, really.
Then how about the notice board in there? which was covered from top to bottom in confidential documents only the police should have access to.
No, that ball's not mine. In fact, I must have brought it along. It's only the other bits and bobs that belong to me. My destiny sharing that. People don't generally carry enormous notice boards around with them. Real question is, why was Inspector Gregson killed there in your room? Well, obviously, not the faintest idea. I mean, it's causing me no end of bother, to be honest.
It seems to me that Mr. Mr. Boone would rather as little as is known about his room as possible for some reason.
Yes, it does come across that way, and more importantly, knowing that the scene of the crime is actually his room completely changes things. In particular, there's one part of his testimony that's really bothering me now. That's how I'm finally going to undo this man.
Oh man.
You mean you have no family? Nope, none at all. Well, I spend my days on Friday now street peddling tidbits of passerbys. Hoping, just between us, this is that eventually someone else with lips like mine will come along.
I don't think so.
You may be right. Anyway, that mark on your neck is just too much of a coincidence for us to ignore. What's a fella to do then, eh? You don't believe me? We're at an impasse. There's nothing I can do but flick me lip. Looks like I'm not gonna get anywhere here unless I produce some proof. Basically think I got dressed up and posed some fancy inspector, aren't you? Well, beyond me, how you think I could do that? Maybe you could, say, with a mustache or a beard to cover up that lip. Mine, perhaps. But if I was gonna stick some fake facial hair on to cover up this fine specimen, I'd end up looking like his lordship over there, wouldn't I?
Pardon? I assure you my lip entirely unremarkable. And I would ask you not to cast such scrutinizing looks in my direction, Counsel. Stop staring at my lips.
Sorry, my lord. My imagination got the better of me there.
Well, Inspector Gregson did wear a mustache, of course.
You're right, he did. So perhaps he was hiding something himself.
He could barely have hidden a crumb in a mustache of that size.
And anyways, the detective we spoke with had no facial hair at all.
See, the capo is right. He was a clean shaven.
It certainly seems beyond the realms of possibility that this witness could have disguised himself as the victim.
Why, it does, and it is. That's the extent of their testimony, is it?
What's your feeling, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, what Mr. Boone says is undeniable. It would be all but impossible to hide those lips with any form of disguise.
Perhaps, yes. But nevertheless, the mark around his neck is equally undeniable. And it's identical to the one that Mr. DeRossi suffered.
Yes, that's true. Why does this whole disguise idea just keep playing on my mind? It's probably this photo, right? Because it was found in the room.
Mm-hmm. Bam!
If you have no kinfolk, as you put it, then explain why it is that among the sparse furnishings we found sparse furnishings. Why did I say sparse? Sparse furnishings. We found this photograph in the room. I presume, as you've been renting the room, that this photograph belongs to you, does it not? Well, Mr. Boone, drop the pretense and tell the court exactly who you really are. I don't know what you mean. I'm a peddler. I keep telling you so. You really don't need to bother with me. Please, just leave me alone.
As the man says, leave it alone. Whatever the truth is about this man's life, it has no bearing on this case. Because it's simply not possible that he impersonated Inspector Gregson.
How can you be so sure?
Just look at the man. No amount of disguise could ever hide those unmissable features.
But what if we were to look at this the other way around?
What do you mean?
Yes, Counsel, what do you mean?
Well, there's no denying that Mr. Boone's lip is very prominent indeed. But consider the possibility that his prominent lip is itself part of an elaborate disguise. Then hiding that prominent feature, in other words, revealing his true face, would make an utterly impenetrable disguise. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Hugh Boone?
Witness, are you still hiding the truth from this court? If that's a disguise, then underneath it, his true identity must be.
Yes, that's right. There's really only one person he could really be. My lord, the defense believes it can reveal Mr. Boone's true identity to the court. No. Please, no.
Very well then, Counsel. What is the identity of this peddler who goes simply by the name of Gossip on the street?
Your real name is actually Mr. Vigil, isn't it? Mr. Daily Vigil.
I don't recall that name, Counsel. Who is this Mr. Vigil?
It's a name I encountered yesterday, my lord. It has to do with a certain client of Mr. Herlock Sholmes. A young gentlewoman came to the detective asking him to locate her missing husband. The woman in this photograph, in fact. This is Mrs. Vigil.
What?
From what I understand, you haven't returned home since the night before the inspector was found dead. But of course, on that night, you were being held captive by the two Red-Headed League men.
And last night, you were put up by the prosecution service in preparation for testifying in this trial. Because we'd been led to believe that you, Miss Venus, and Mr. Sandwich were all homeless. Being important witnesses in this case, we needed to know where we could find you, of course.
that explains why you've not only been unable to return home, but also unable to contact your wife, who's been beside herself with worry, waiting for you at the Vigil residence. Now, just you hold on a minute. I don't have the first idea. What I'm talking about? Really? It's a simple enough matter to confirm my suspicions. All we have to do is pull off that disguise. No, please.
Bailiff, bring soap, a sponge, and a wash bowl at once.
They're gonna forcibly wash him.
Wash him!
Mr. DeRusso and Mr. DeRossi, you will strain the witness.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Why are you asking them to do it? We, my lord.
See, my lord.
Oh, this is a great fun. Oh, no, stop, get off, please. Oh, I'm alive.
Oh. Get washed.
Thank God I don't have to do that stupid lip thing anymore.
Oh my god.
Well, we are now seeing your true features, I presume.
Oh. He even changed his clothes. Lift your head, sir, so the court can see your face.
It would appear that the defense counsel's assertion was entirely correct. This has all been a very elaborate deception. So, witnesses, tell the court, have you seen this man before?
I don't believe it, but...
See, there is a no question. This is the inspector we saw in the park.
On the day of the Red-Headed League enrollment, the man claiming to be Inspector Gregson who appeared before Mr. DeRusso and Mr. DeRossi in the park.
Was you disguised as the inspector? Or rather, was you posing as the inspector in no disguise at all?
Mr. Vigil was formerly employed as the chief warder at Barclay Prison.
The chief warder. Then your career had promise. Why, you would quite possibly have become the future governor of the prison. What on earth have you been doing peddling tittle-tattle on Fresno Street?
Well, it's been 10 years since Mr. Vigil worked at the prison.
10 years?
I'm really dreadfully sorry about all this. Yes, it's true. I'm daily vigil.
And you were the chief warder? So where did Mr. Hugh Boone come from?
Boone is the other me. It's a name I invented.
Well, evidently there is a great deal under the surface here.
I'll explain everything. I'll tell you just how wretched my life has become. As you say, it was 10 years ago now that my employment as Barclay's chief warder came to an end. having left the prison service, I searched for some new occupation by which to earn a wage. But times were hard in London, and I found no suitable engagements at all. In desperation, one day, I turned my hand at selling wares on Fresno Street. But your wife appears to know nothing of this. She still maintains that you were the chief warder at Barclay Prison. How did you keep that up for 10 years? Jesus.
10 years!
I was utterly determined that my wife should not know of my failings, which is why I've never told her. I opened an account at the bank under the name of Hugh Boone, and I rented the cheapest room I could find on Fresno Street. The scene of the very crime we're investigating. Yes, that's right. A place from which I could emerge every morning at 8 as a squalid peddler, and transform myself back every evening at 5 into a well-dressed man about town before returning home. That quickly became my daily routine.
I was puzzled by the lack of furniture in the room.
Bro, how do you make enough money for your family to eat?
I know, but that explains it.
But why on earth didn't you just tell us this in the first place? I have a wife, sir, and 2 sons. And without wishing to sound self-conceited, they regard me with some pride. I couldn't bring myself to disappoint them. Okay, so instead you decided to conceal your occupation from them? Yes. I've made such a terrible mess of everything.
Still, one thing doesn't add up. No matter how many tidbits of information you could sell to passing gentlemen, even at 6 pence apiece, you couldn't hope to match the salary you must have commanded as chief warder at the prison.
Thank you, Kazuma.
Yeah. Very true. To have kept your family in comfort, despite 10 years of somewhat misbegotten employment.
That was all thanks to Inspector Gregson.
Huh?
Huh? Inspector Gregson? What on earth? It was some years after I'd invented Boone and begun my other life as a street seller. The inspector, that is, recognized me one day.
Do you mean to say the victim was an acquaintance of yours?
I knew him from my time working at the prison. When he saw what I'd become, he was deeply troubled for me and my family. And from that day forward, he visited me on Fresno Street with increasing regularity. Then one day, he asked me if I would carry out a secret assignment for him. Secret? What was it? I was to impersonate the inspector.
What? Impersonate him?
We always met in that little room so the inspector could brief me.
Visit Orgsy's tomorrow and take a statement from the proprietress.
It was always something along those lines. Surveillance work, interviewing people. On those occasions, he would lend me his identification so people would believe who I was. My instructions were to make an impression, to let people know that Inspector Gregson had been at work. And for those services, he compensated me financially.
A Scotland Yard inspector willingly relinquished his identification into your care with intent to deceive? That, as I'm sure I need not point out, is a very serious criminal offense.
But why? What was the point of you impersonating him?
I truthfully do not know. All I can say. is that the inspector warned me on numerous occasions.
Now remember, Vigil, I need your solemn word. You don't blab about this to anyone, alright? Ever. Even if, well, if I end up a croaker.
In time, he started to bring papers with him to the room as well. It became something of a second office for him. So, in fact, the person who declared himself to be Inspector Gregson at the park on Lime Street was really... Yes, it was me, acting on the inspector's orders. As usual, I removed my boon disguise, and then went as instructed to the park, armed with the inspector's identification book. It never occurred to me that the bruise on my neck might give me away. He didn't expect to run into these fucking freaks.
I know, right? Well. It would seem this confession completely destroys the defense's case.
Explain yourself, Prosecutor Asogi.
My learned friend's assertion was as follows. The victim was killed at another location on the day before his corpse was discovered. At the hands of these two red-headed league gentlemen when they imprisoned the inspector.
But no, that can't be. After all, it wasn't the inspector who went to the park that day, it was me.
Oh, goodness.
Finally, we have clarity. We had nothing to do with the matter of the inspector. And merci, Monsieur de la Défense, for proving it. What? Ah!
Yeah.
Order! 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 Indeed, it would appear that we have reached a de facto conclusion of sorts. These witnesses had no involvement in the murder of the victim. As proven, somewhat ironically, by the defense.
What else is new?
I hereby call an end to the cross-examination.
What?
Huh?
Yes? Pardon me, my lord, but with your permission, I would like to pose one further question to the witness.
Kazuma?
What question, counsel?
It concerns the events of 10 years ago. I believe you would have been present at a very significant execution that was carried out at the time.
10 years ago. The execution of the professor, Genshin Asogi.
I want to know exactly what your involvement was.
Oh,
Answer me, man.
One moment, counsel. Is this related to the current case?
Naturally. It is the prosecution's belief that this case and the events of 10 years ago are inextricably linked.
Does the defense concur, counsel?
Kazuma, you're not yourself. You're not as calm and collected as usual.
Poor Kazuma-sama. No wonder he's acting this way. Mr. Vigil's memories of what happened 10 years ago would tell the tale of Genshin Asugi's last moments. His own father.
I know. I do understand that, but even so... Prosecutor Asugi. Do you genuinely believe that this question requires an answer in order to learn the truth behind Inspector Gregson's death?
I need you to trust me. Please.
Very well. Then the defense has no objection.
I see. In that case, you will answer the question, witness.
The truth is, I remember very little of that time.
You've forgotten?
I'm sorry to say, yes. As I said, I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago. But for some peculiar reason, my memory of the events leading up to that moment is extremely hazy.
Does that not strike you as strange, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry?
Well, 10 years is a long time. But to have forgotten the reason why he left such an important job.
Yes, you're right. Not only that, Mr. Vigil's claim contradicts what we already know.
The human spirit is a fragile thing. It's broken all too easily. Which is why we have a tendency to wrap it up for protection.
Sorry? The human spirit? I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean.
When we experience pain and suffering that we feel unable to bear, we block it out, obliterate it from our memories, seal it away. But it never truly leaves us. If the seal is broken, the memories resurface. And when they do, that fragile spirit may finally be crushed.
But I really don't.
Kazuma-sama.
But if it must be crushed, then so be it, because the truth will not stay buried. It's coming out, one way or another.
Right. Now I understand. It's clear what his intentions are. He means to expose the truth at any cost. Perhaps if I pointed out the contradiction in what Mr. Vigil claimed earlier, it might cause some crucial memories to return to him. But should I? Should I present the evidence or not? Obviously, let's do it. no idea how this is going to go. But this is a court of law, and I have a duty to pursue the truth. Mr. Vigil, I'd like you to look at this. Evidence that clearly contradicts your version of events.
Yeah, it must be this, right?
I mean, it must be that, yeah, because it has all the memories that he forgot, I guess.
Just a few moments ago, you made the following statement. I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago. Well, yes. In other words, you claim to have left the post of chief warder of your own volition. Well, yes, of course. Why? Well, tell me. Do you remember seeing this document before? No, I don't. This is a dismissal notice ordering the immediate termination of a prison staff member's employment.
A dismissal notice?
And the name on the notice is yours, Mr. Vigil. What? It's mine?
So you didn't resign from the prison service at all? For some reason, you were dismissed as chief warder from Barclay.
No, there's been some mistake, I'm sure. I'm sure I tendered my resignation. This dismissal notice is nonsense. Isn't it?
If you were forcibly dismissed, there must have been a good reason.
My man literally spent the last 10 years being like, I quit my job on purpose.
Clearly, you did something. Mr. Vigil, it's time to break the seal and have you remember. According to the few remaining records, the final execution that you supervised was on 17th June 10 years ago. And on that day, something very serious took place at Barclay Prison.
The 17th of June? Was that the professor's execution? Professor.
As you were the chief warder at the time, it stands to reason that you would have been present throughout the proceedings.
It does sound familiar.
And yet, that execution never took place. The convict, ostensibly executed earlier that day, later re-emerged from his grave.
The convict came back to life. In the cemetery in the middle of the night, there was a witness.
However, the witness claims that a moment after he saw the convict clambering out of his grave, a gunshot rang out from over his shoulder, and the bullet pierced the professor's chest, killing him instantly. Those may have been the professor's actual last moments.
Yes.
Seeing as you were in charge of overseeing executions at the time. You must know the truth about what really happened. It's in your head, somewhere deep down. Well, Chief Warder Daily Vigil, I know there are memories in your head that can explain what happened on 17th June 10 years ago. And now it's time for you to drag them up.
Mr. Vigil?
Yes, the whole prison. It was complete chaos. The prisoner escaped. He was killed in the cemetery. The shocking news ripped through Berkeley like a hurricane.
What? Huh?
Order! 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 Do you mean to say, Mr. Vigil, that your memories of the time have returned?
My head, it's like some floodgates have been opened. The images, the screams.
Oh, my goodness.
The papers. There were reports, articles about a man who'd seen a ghost.
Yes, Enoch Draper.
But surely those reports were exaggerated.
There were traces at the scene.
Oh my.
Oh my god, there's cats fighting outside my room. You know. No, ma'am. So there's like a stray cat that roams the area, and one of our cats hates him, and they get into fights all the time.
Oh my god.
Clover, no. What? Oh, girl. They're fine. It happens like once a week. If they end up scuffling again, I'll go out there. Traces of what?
In Lowgate Cemetery, at plot number 139. Blood. Lots of blood. That's where the man was buried, of course. Obviously, something terrible had happened there.
Clover, enough! The depths of conspiracy and depravity from which this tale is emerging are quite staggering. I've reviewed the police records from that time extensively. A thorough investigation was conducted by Scotland Yard to ascertain how the convict managed to escape in the first place. And the conclusion reached by the investigating team was that a member of the prison staff must have been involved. Are you suggesting that a prison warder abetted the man's bid for freedom?
Yes, and I was suspected of doing it. Of using that mass murderer's execution as a way to help him escape.
You did what?
I remember now. The horror of it all is coming back to me. One evening, a few days after the execution, some detectives came to the prison. I was called to the governor's office at the top of the watchtower. I'm sorry, Daly. This is a serious business, but I can't help you now.
As Chief Warder, you're responsible for overseeing the execution of 4A. Well, it seems the fellas at Scotland Yard don't have a few wee words with you about it. Better back of things, laddie. We do attend in person. As soon as he told me that, my mind just went completely blank. And the next thing I knew, the professor, the most hated killer in our country's history, and I let him escape. I'm finished. My life is over.
Order! Order! Bailiff, fetch a doctor at once. Court is adjourned for today with immediate effect.
I sent my roommate out there to check on the cats.
Oh my god, this voice acting.
Whoa.
またしても呪いのように浮かび上がる殺人鬼の影。
殺人鬼の影。
バンジークス卿、ミテルモン氏、アソーギ、そしてグレグソン刑事。彼らを縛り付ける重い鎖は過去からの闇を引きずっている。そこに光をもたらす奇跡はもうそこまで迫っていた。
Dramatic.
To be continued. Damn.
Wow.
Pretty dramatic. Investigation part 2 next time.
Meh.
All right. Cool. Well, thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week, or tomorrow if you want to come for tier list stream. Oh, I should probably let Dan know that we're doing that. Yeah. Well, we're doing artificers.
No.
So we're like at the end of the tier lists, really.
Almost finished.
Almost done. Very
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So
We're
close.
so close to being done. It's true. It's true. We'll see you next time then. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
Yay. Bye-bye.